There was a small street in Fairview in Utah. The street was named Duckville. There was a small girl around 5 years old. She was playing in the front yard. A storm was coming, so her father had to call her in. "Lisa, come in," said her father called out to his daughter. "It's gonna storm." Lisa began to pick up her toys, and just as she was heading towards her house, she then heard laughing. It sounded like a woman laughing. Lisa, who had brown hair with brown eyes, looked up. There was a woman with black hair. "Hello," said the woman. "Hey," Lisa replied. Then she could see a woman that had transformed into a cat creature. She then lunged at Lisa and attacked her. Lisa's father walked out of the house and then saw his daughter. She was dead on the spot. He screamed in fear and told his wife to call 911. Lena, Simone, and Jock, the three cat creatures, have returned from the dead, but no one knows who revived them. The mystery machine was drive over through the roads of Fairview, Utah. The gang were on their way to a festival. Everyone was excited. Fred was driving around to find a good hotel to stay at. "Like, man, Scoob, I can't wait for the food eating contest," Shaggy said. "Rare," Scooby agreed. "I'm sure you two will be ready for sure," Velma laughed as Daphne's laugh was joined in as well. "This festival is going to be great," Fred said happily. "You excited, Daphne?" he asked his girlfriend. "Sure am, Freddy. I'm ready for fun," Daphne cheered. The Mystery Inc. soon parked at a hotel that wasn't far from where the festival was being held. Fred checked the hotel that they were in, and they then walked into the fairgrounds. "Well, gang, let's the fun begin," Fred said. "Like, how come the stands are not open?" Shaggy asked. "The festival doesn't open till tomorrow, Shaggy," Velma said as she patted his back. "You and Scooby will do great at the food eating contest." "This is such a nice park," Daphne said. She was admiring the park. "Isn't it so nice, Fred?" "Sure is, Daph," Fred replied. Just then, the gang could hear some music. "Hey, gang," Fred called out to his gang. "I hear music. There's more people here," Fred said as they saw a stage. It was close to somewhere where the rides are, so the gang headed over to the direction of the music. Of course, it was the Hex Girls. They were performing one of their songs. As the gang clapped for the Hex Girls' performance, Thorn seized the gang. She, along with Dusk and Luna, jumped off stage. "Oh my god, it's you guys," Thorn said happily. "It's been a long time. It's good to see you guys again," Fred replied happily. "What are you guys doing here?" Dusk asked the gang. "We've come for the Fairview Festival in Utah," Daphne explained. "And there's a festival here, so we thought we would come here for that." "Cool, we're promoting the festival," Luna replied. "How long have you girls been here?" Velma asked. "We just got here yesterday," Dusk replied. A woman walked towards what seems to be going on, "and it's been going good." "That's good to hear," Daphne said. "Sorry to interrupt you girls, just want to make sure everyone's okay," a woman said to the Hex Girls. She had long red hair, and it was down to her shoulders. "Name Rose, by the way, Rose Martin." "Nice to meet you, Rose," Fred said as he turned to the gang. "I'm Fred, this is Daphne, Velma, Shaggy, and Scooby-Doo." "Nice gang you've got there. It's nice meeting you all," Rose said to the gang. "We're here for the festival," Shaggy started. "And the food eating contest, right, Scoob?" Shaggy asked. "Rare," Scooby replied. "Do you guys know each other?" Rose asked the Hex Girls. "Yes, we do. Since the witch's ghost and the Yowie Yahoo," Thorn began. "We've known them for a long time right now." Thorn winked at Shaggy as she had a crush on him. "That's good to hear," Rose said. "I started working with the Hex Girls. It wasn't too long ago. I'm from Nevada." "That's amazing," Velma smiled. "What stuff did you do there?" "I used to be a police officer years ago," Rose explained. Then she started to vape. "I have retired at the age of 56, and now I'm almost 60. "You're still young today," Daphne said, "even if you are 58. "Well, thanks, Daphne," Rose replied as she checked her phone. "So what do you guys do?" "We solve mysteries," Fred began to explain. "We've been solving mysteries for a long time. Most of the time, we've seen people only in masks." Very interesting," Rose smiled as she liked the idea. "Well, Mystery Inc., don't you suppose you could stay here for the festival?" "Of course," Velma replied. "We'll love to stay here for it. We won't want to miss it for the world." Shaggy and Scooby looked around the park. "Like, man, look at this park," Shaggy said, admiring the park. "Rare, rice rock," Scooby added. It's very nice here. Want to join us for dinner? Thorn offered the gang. Sure, Thorn. We'd love to join you girls for dinner, Fred replied, taking Thorn's offer. Right, gang? Yes. Looks like we're starving, man, Shaggy said as he was love-struck by Thorn winking at him again. Shaggy, I could tell something's up, Velma said to Shaggy. She had a hint that he was in love, and the gang, along with the Hex Girls and Rose, all went out for dinner. They soon went to a restaurant that wasn't far from the festival, and it was called Home Plate Cafe. So, gang, what are we having? Fred asked. Hey, Rose Martin, how's my lovely lady? A waiter named Mark said. He showed up at the table. The gang and the Hex Girl smiled. Rose gave her friend a hug. It's been rough, Mark. Hanging in there and here and there, Rose replied. She turned her attention towards the gang. Everyone, this is Mark. He's a good friend of mine. Like, are you from Nevada too? Shaggy asked. Correct. I have been friends with Rose for a long time, ever since we've been teenagers, Mark replied to Shaggy's question. Mark, these are my friends. Here's the Hex Girls, Thorn or Sally McKnight, and Dusk and Luna. Rose began to introduce Mark to her friends. And this is the Mystery Inc. There's Fred, Velma, Daphne, Shaggy, and Rose was cut off by Scooby-Doo, who licked Mark's face. And Scooby-Doo! Scooby added as he laughed. So nice to meet you all. What are you all having? Mark asked. Me along with Luna will both take the stuffed shrimp, please, Thorn said. Two of the same? Mark asked. Yes, and I'll have my side to be French fries and mashed potatoes. Luna asked. Is there any of that? All right, same for you? Mark asked Thorn. Yes, but can you put some gravy on the mashed potatoes, please? Thorn asked. All right. How about you, young lady? Do you have any vegan stuff? Dusk asked Mark. Sure we do. What stuff would you like? Mark asked. I'll take a garden salad with some steamed veggies and pasta, please. Dusk added. All right. And what about you, Mystery Inc? Mark asked. Daphne and I will take a double cheeseburgers, please. Fred smiled. Daphne smiled at Fred as she kissed him. We'll have gravy on the side along with French fries, please. Sure thing. What about you, Velma? Mark asked. I'll take a steak dinner with mashed potatoes, gravy, and garden salad, please. Velma replied. Like, we know what we want, right, Scoob? Shaggy asked Scooby when it was time for them to order. Yeah, Scooby added. Like, we'll have 2 orders of bacon cheeseburgers, please, Shaggy said to Mark as Scooby licked his lips. Those two love to eat. Daphne chuckled. I'll take the usual, Mark, Rose said to her friend. That'll be chicken breast with mashed potatoes and coleslaw, Mark guessed. Yep, that's correct, Rose replied. Aw, damn it, where are my manners? Mark forgot about getting drinks. What would you guys like to drink? Some wine for me and Daphne, please, Fred said. Alright, and how about you, Velma? Mark asked. I'll take grape juice vodka, Velma replied. What about you, Scooby and Shaggy? Mark asked the 2 goofballs. Like, me and Scoob will both have Pepsi, please, Shaggy replied. Yeah, Scooby added with a smile. Okay, and what about you girls? Mark asked the Hex Girls. Long Island iced tea for me and Dusk, Luna added. And I'll take a peach slush vodka, Thorn added. Alright, you always want strawberry vodka, right? Mark asked his friend. That's right, Mark, Rose replied. Mark then left to get his friends their drinks. So how long is the festival going to be here? Daphne asked. It's only going to be here for a couple of days, Luna replied. Although I'm not sure how long it'll go for, but you'll all enjoy it. Luna looked around and outside the window. There's been strange things happening, Rose began, and cleared her throat. I've seen some people acting strange, like odd behavior and whatnot. Wow, look at that, gang, Fred said. We got another mystery on our hands. The gang and the Hex Girls were impressed. I wonder what mystery we'll be solving, Daphne wondered. A neighbor down the road told me something. He said that his daughter was killed and it happened just yesterday, Rose explained. How was his daughter killed? Dusk asked in shock. We have no idea. Someone or something did it, Rose replied. Mind if we solve this mystery? Fred asked Rose as she nodded in agreement. It'll be nice of you guys to stick around. We sure could use it, Rose added. Later on that night, the gang along with Rose and the Hex Girls were in their hotel rooms. Daphne, Fred, and Velma had one room, Rose had the one room, the Hex Girls had another, and Shaggy and Scooby had their room. Did you see the Shaggy's face when you winked at him? Dusk asked Thorn. She blushed at the moment. Yeah, he's so handsome, Thorn sighed. She was in love. Luna said. Someone is in Love. Luna then chuckled. Yep, someone is in love, Dusk added. No, I'm not. Foreign playfully pushes Dusk and Luna. Oh, yes, you are, Dusk chuckled. We could see it, girl. Dusk got up and noticed Foreign getting all giggly. You have a crush on Shaggy, Luna began. We can tell. Luna began laughing. Oh, maybe I do have a crush on him. Maybe I don't, Foreign replied to her friends. Meanwhile, in Shaggy and Scooby's room, they can hear the Hex Girls laughing next door. Why, did you hear that, Scoob? Shaggy asked. Rhea, Scooby replied. Foreign, isn't she hot? Shaggy was daydreaming. He had a crush on Foreign. Rhea, rot. Scooby replied with a chuckle. I should ask her out. But why, I don't know what to say to her, Shaggy says as he was having a nervous breakdown. But Scooby was able to do his best to calm his friend down. Then Scooby handed Shaggy a flyer. It was a date night restaurant. Why, good idea, Scoob. I'll ask her out on a dinner date, Shaggy smiled. The next morning, the Hex Girls woke up and headed towards the festival grounds. Scooby and the gang, they all went out for breakfast. And after they had breakfast, the Mystery Inc. then went to go have fun at the festival. The Hex Girls were performing one of their songs to the audience, while the gang was riding the rides and doing other stuff. This is so much fun, gang, Fred said as he and the gang went on a few rides. Like I can hear the Hex Girls from far away, Velma replied. This is so much fun, Daphne added. So gang, where's Shaggy and Scooby? Fred asked. I know one place where they are, Velma chuckled as Shaggy and Scooby were eating hot dogs. Like, man, this food is really good, Shaggy said to Scooby as he gulped down his hot dog. Rhea, Scooby replied as he gulped down his food. There you boys are, Velma said, she along with Fred and Daphne with their friends. So what are you guys been listening to the Hex Girls? Fred asked. Like, man, isn't the lead singer hot? Shaggy asked in a daydream. Someone is in love, Daphne chuckled. I could sure see it, Velma replied to Daphne's comment. Meanwhile, at the stage, the Hex Girls were performing one of their songs. But before Foreign can finish one of the songs and the lyrics that she was saying, she heard screaming. She looked around to hear screams of horror. She could see people running away and screaming in terror. What the hell? Foreign was confused. Then all of a sudden, she was grabbed by someone, and she was keeping whatever it was from biting her. Foreign, Dusk said in terror. Luna then grabbed the zombie and pulled it away from her friend, and then Foreign grabbed her guitar and slammed it against the zombie's head. Hey, you're ruining my show, Foreign growled as she kept bashing the zombie's head. She kept bashing it over and over until it was not moving anymore. Easy now, girl. I think you just killed whatever it is, Luna said as she pulled Foreign away from the corpse. What the hell is happening here? Dusk asked. She, along with her friends, looked around. They could see some people running away. Some were covered in blood, and others were being devoured. Oh my god, Luna said as she was scared. The Mystery Inc. is here. We have to find them. Let's find them, girls, and then get out of here, Foreign said as her friends nodded. Now stay with me, and whatever you do, don't lag behind. The Hex Girls quickly got off the stage, and they pushed people out of their way. I could see them, Dusk pointed out to Mystery Inc. They were on a ride, and they were trying to keep away from the infected. We're trapped, Daphne cried in fear. Fred looked to see the Hex Girls. It's the Hex Girls, Fred said to the gang as he peered out from the window. Girls, we're up here. Get those things away from us, and quickly, Fred called out. Foreign grabbed a guitar and started towards the Mystery Inc., but a few zombies were in the way. Foreign, of course, attacked one of the zombies in their way. Luna saw a gun on the ground and picked up and fired a few rounds at the infected. Once the zombies were down, the Hex Girls got the gang free from being trapped. Thank you so much, Velma said to the Hex Girls. What the hell is happening here? Daphne asked. I was grabbed by one of those things, Foreign replied. She was shaking in fear. Things were going fine until this happened. Where's Rose? Fred asked. We need to find her. Fred looked around the festival grounds. It was trashed in bits. Hey, a voice called. The Hex Girls along with the Mystery Inc. looked around. They saw Rose. She was standing near the Mystery Machine and the Hex Girls' van. Over here! Get in, quickly! The Hex Girls and the Mystery Inc. nodded. They raced to their vehicles as Daphne was grabbed by a zombie. Help! Daphne cried as Rose shot the zombie. Then it let go of Daphne, and he dropped dead on the ground. That was too close. Thanks, Rose. Thank me later. Right now, we gotta get the hell out of here. The gang along with the Hex girls all got in their vehicle and drove away. They were driving through the carnage of the streets. Is everyone okay? Rose asked the Hex girls. Yes, Thorn, Luna, and Dusk all replied with as Thorn drove through the streets. What the hell's going on here? Luna asked. I knew something was up, but I didn't expect this. Rose looked to see horror. Once they were in a safe zone, they parked their car with a mystery ink. Like, what's going on here? Velma asked as she rolled down her window. No idea. It's hell all right over there, Thorn replied. Let's head back to Duckville Street, Rose suggested. A plan for the gang. We can head there. I hope the zombies didn't hit there yet. Sounds good. We'll meet you there, Daphne said. As soon as the Hex girls and the mystery ink got to Duckville Street, it was quiet. Well, it looks like the zombies have beaten us here. Rose got out of the Hex girls' van and checked out a house. This is the house where someone was missing from? Fred asked Rose. Yes, I have no idea who or what killed his daughter, Rose replied. She checked over the house, but there was no one living inside. There is one room that I haven't looked yet, Rose said to the Hex girls and the gang. She looked at Thorn. You want to check out the bedroom? Which one? Thorn asked Rose. The master bedroom. Have this gun at the ready. Rose then handed Thorn a pistol. As she slowly climbed up the stairs, she looked at the master bedroom. There was blood on the doors, so she slowly walked through them. She had a gun in hand and the other on the door handle. Slowly and carefully, Thorn opened the door, and to her horror, she saw a dead couple on the bed. The sheets were covered in blood, and Thorn nearly gagged at the sight. Hey, Rose, come up! She called to Rose upstairs. Oh my god! Rose nearly vomited at the sight. What the hell is happening here? Thorn asked. Everyone was scared of the zombies. Someone or something is causing this. Rose then ran to the bathroom, into the master bedroom, to vomit in the toilet. Dusk and Luna climbed upstairs, and they almost gagged at the horror sight. Oh my god, Luna said under her breath. We'll be staying here for a bit, gang. We'll have to make a plan, Fred started. A plan to get out of this town. Rose then walked out of the master bedroom with the gang and the Hex girls. They took the bodies of the dead couple and they tossed them down to the basement. But of course they put them in bed, in towels and that, to prevent any smell from the zombies attracting by it. We'll barricade the front and back doors, Velma said. Everyone block the two doors so the infected don't get inside. That should hold the infected for a while anyway, Thorn said. Wait a minute, Mark is out there, Rose said. The Hex girls in the mystery game were shocked. He's still out there? Daphne asked. Like, tell him to come here, Shaggy suggested to Rose. I'm trying to get a hold of him now. Rose got on the phone and she walked to another room. What if Mark can't get here? Shaggy asked. Then someone will have to go, like find him, Fred replied. Jeepers, Daphne commented. I'm willing to go, but I don't want to go alone. We can go with you, Daphne, Luna offered. Yeah, you might not make it back alive if you go alone, Dusk added. As a team, we stick together, Thorn added with bravery in herself. Very brave girls, Velma said. Like you girls were brave when the outbreak happened, Shaggy said. Then Rose got off the phone, she looked at the gang. Mark didn't respond. Someone will have to find him, Rose said. All right, we'll go, Thorn said to Rose, although she had a feeling that Mark's dead or undead. But we can't make any promises that he's alive. He'll be alive, dead, or missing, or even undead. Or in this case, one of them. Take my car, girls. It's in the driveway in the van where the mystery machine is, Rose said to the Hex girls and Daphne. Here, you'll need these. Rose then handed a crowbar to Thorn, Dusk and Luna fire axes, and then handed Daphne her pistol, along with some ammo. These will help defend yourselves, Daphne then replied, with, of course, now girls, be careful out there. Don't get bitten whatever you do, Rose said. Fred took a look at the front lawn. There were no zombies in sight. The coast is clear, girls. Now go to Rose's car and drive down and find Mark. If he's dead, then let us know, Fred said to Daphne and the Hex girls. Will do, Daphne replied, and Fred looked at her. Just be careful, Daphne. I love you more than anything, Fred said as he held Daphne close. I'll be okay, Freddy, Daphne replied as she kissed Fred's cheek. I love you too. Be careful, Dusk and Luna, Velma added. We'll be careful, Velma, Luna said. We can get through anything. Yeah, we'll be fine, Dusk added. Shaggy then stopped Thorn for a minute. What? Be careful out there, Thorn, Shaggy warned his friend. I want you to come back in one piece. Shaggy stared in Thorn's eyes. I'll be back in one piece, of course, Thorn said. She would usually joke at this point, but in a zombie outbreak, it was serious, so there was no time for jokes. The Hex Girls and Daphne left the house on Duckville Street, and they drove down Rose's car to the back of the town. They could see the zombies roaming, and even people screaming and shouting. Mark has to be okay, Daphne said, as she was scared and horror around her. There was a restaurant we ate last time. Thorn pulled over into the parking lot. The girls got out of the car, and Dusk looked through the windows. He's gotta be in here, Dusk said. God, it looks run down, Luna added. Thorn tried to open it, but the door was locked. Damn it, he must have locked the door, Thorn then cursed to herself. Then she took her own crowbar and wedged it in between the weapon and the door frame. Within a few seconds, a brief crack gave her a dead giveaway. Nice one, Daphne commented as the girls walked inside. There was blood on the ground. Mark? Thorn called as she and her friend started to look for Mark. There was a lot of bloodstains on the floors and the walls, and even some on the windows. Thorn then heard shuffling sounds. She walked in to see a closed door and knocked on it. Mark, are you in there? Thorn asked. Is he in there? Dusk asked, pointing at the staff bathroom. Let's go see, Daphne said, having her gun ready. She pushed open the door slowly, and to her horror she saw Mark, lying dead in a pool of his own blood. Oh God! Thorn gagged. She didn't like the sight of the dead body. Like, what the hell happened? Luna asked. It looks like he was bitten. Dusk pointed out at the bite mark. Thorn nearly vomited, but she was able to hold back her puke. Daphne then looked at Mark's neck, and it had a deep bite mark on it. Sounds like Rose isn't going to have good news, Daphne replied. Thorn looked pale as a ghost. Daphne noticed her friend looking pale. I'm okay, Thorn said. Her stomach was churning in fear and sick within her. Thorn then ran to the bathroom and couldn't hold it anymore, so she vomited inside the bathroom. She does have a weak stomach, Dusk warned Daphne. It's the smell of the body rotting, Luna explained. We smelled one before. That was, Thorn gagged as she wiped her mouth. That was the last month we found a dead body in a dumpster. Oh my God, what was it? Daphne asked. Thorn looked at Daphne. It was a woman, same age as me. I'm 21 years old, Thorn replied as the girl sighed. Well, we'll have to tell Rose that Mark didn't make it, Dusk said, as Luna grabbed the revolver on the ground. Of course, took care of Mark's body, only to make sure that he doesn't come back as the living dead. The Hex Girls and Daphne all left the restaurant, and they walked back to Rose's car. They drove away from the city and got into the highway. What has happened? Daphne asked. She was shocked to see the corpses littering the streets. No idea, Daphne. We gotta get back to the gang, Thorn replied. All of a sudden, another vehicle pulled out of nowhere, and the vehicle hit the Hex Girls and Daphne. Their car crashed into a block barrier. Daphne groaned as she, along with the Hex Girls, were groaning in pain. Is everyone okay? Luna asked. We're okay. My head hurts, Daphne replied. Thorn got out of the car. She looked to see a zombie girl who wasn't far from the car that hit them. Daphne, along with Dusk and Luna, took notice. Thorn, are you okay? Dusk asked. That girl, I think she's infected or something, Thorn pointed out. The driver was either about to be a zombie or dead. She might be. Luna walked up to the zombie girl. Hey, are you okay? She asked. The zombie girl turned around and vomited all over Luna. Daphne grabbed her gun and, of course, took care of the zombie girl. Ah! Oh my God! This stings my eyes! Luna groaned in pain as a bit of a shout in her tone. Luna! Dusk and Thorn ran up to assist their friend. Are you okay? Dusk asked. Oh, whatever this woman was just vomited all over me, Luna replied. She had her eyes both shut tight. Did any of it got in her eye? Thorn asked as she grabbed the rag from her bra and, of course, began to wipe off the blood off her best friend. Yes, it did. Oh God, it stings so much, Luna nearly screamed. Dusk grabbed a water bottle and dabbed it in on a clean rag, and she helped Luna wash out her eyes. You okay? Thorn asked as it takes a few minutes later. Luna was able to open her eyes, but they were red from the blood stinging them. Yeah, how are my eyes? Luna asked. Her eyes were swelling a bit. Your eyes are red, and they're swelling just a little bit, Daphne replied. Here, keep this wet cloth over your eyes. Daphne then handed a wet cloth to Luna. We better get out of here, Dusk suggested, at least before more of those things show up. Dusk tried to start the car, but since it was totaled, the car was in no good shape. Darn it. Our ride is totaled, Thorn said as the Hex Girls and Daphne walked down the highway for a while. Just then, they found a railroad track. There's a railroad track, Dusk said, but where does it go? It goes not far from the neighborhood, Daphne said. Rose then said that she's heard it come back. Of course, that's the train. Daphne and the Hex Girls walked down the railroad. They didn't see any zombie all along the way. When the Hex Girls got to the neighborhood, the area was swarmed with the affected. Oh, come on! Thorn cursed under her breath. There's too many of these infected, Luna said. There's no way to fight them off. We can't sneak past them. They'll see us, Dusk said. We can't run past them because they'll catch us, Daphne added. Also, Thorn had an idea. I have a plan. I'm not sure if you'll like it, but it's a safe plan, Thorn said. We'll hop over the fences to get to Rose's house. We'll avoid the zombies in danger this way. Dusk along with Daphne and Luna all looked at each other. Sounds like a plan, Daphne agreed. All the girls went around back on one of the neighbors' houses. They hopped over the fences until they got to Rose's backyard. That was so many fences, Luna panted. No kidding. I don't think I want to do any more fences, Dusk added. Thorn looked at the back door, and Rose opened them. Get in, girls, Rose said as the girls ran inside the building. Thorn was stabbed in the thigh, and she nearly screamed in pain. She held back the scream, but of course Daphne looked to see a looter that had stabbed Thorn. Daphne pulled out her gun. What the? The looter stopped talking. Daphne cocked the safety off her gun. You stabbed my friend. Why would you do that? Daphne growled. Look, I'm sorry. I didn't know you were not one of them, the looter stuttered. Daphne was just about to shoot, but she stopped. Fine, just go, Daphne said. The looter went over one of the neighbors' houses and went out of sight. You okay, Thorn? Luna asked. Yeah. God damn it, my thighs hurt. Thorn groaned in pain. Dusk along with Luna brought Thorn in the house, and of course Rose locked the door when the girls were inside. The gang and the Hex Girls all sat down in the living room. We can't stay here. Not anymore, gang, Fred began. It's too dangerous. Fred's right. We need to move out of this house, Rose added as she looked at Thorn. You okay? Yeah, I'm okay, Thorn replied as Luna and Dusk had bandaged Thorn's stab wound. Well, that's a good stab. It could have been worse, Luna added. She made sure the bandage was tight enough. That should do it, Luna said as she gave Thorn some painkillers. We should move somewhere safe, like somewhere from the cities, Daphne said. She then paced around the room. We need to get out of there, somewhere safe to go. Maybe the country? Velma suggested to Daphne. I heard it's less populated areas, so it'll be safe, I hope. I hope more people can help us. Velma's right. The countryside should be less populated, and hopefully the less zombies, Fred replied to Velma's replied. We'll move up there and hopefully find more survivors. We'll have to move there tomorrow, so we'll pack our things such as food and supplies, Rose added. We'll leave first thing in the morning. Fred, along with the Hex Girls and the gang, had loved the idea, and Rose agreed as well. It's settled. We'll pack today and leave in the morning, Rose added. We'll take our van, Thorn added. We'll take the mystery machine, Shaggy replied. Like, Rose, go with the Hex Girls and you gang follow us. Sounds great. I like your plan, Shaggy, Daphne said. The gang packed up supplies for the trip. They packed food, water, medical stuff, and etc. When they were ready to leave by morning, Thorn was in her bathroom when Shaggy walked in. Like, are you okay? Shaggy asked Thorn. Yeah, except my stab wound, I'm okay, Thorn replied. She turned to see Shaggy. What's up? She asked him. Like, I'm scared about this outbreak. Happening meanly, you aren't scared, are you? Shaggy asked Thorn. Yes, I am scared, Shaggy, but I have to stay strong for my friends. Thorn turned to see Shaggy and then walked out of the bathroom. Is Mark okay? Shaggy asked. Unfortunately, he didn't make it. Thorn shook her head. She laid down on the bed. Shaggy then walked towards the bed and then laid down beside her. We'll get through this. I gotta be strong, not only for the gang, but and for Scooby, but for you girls, Shaggy said as he stroked Thorn's black with red-head highlighted hair. I gotta stay strong too, Shaggy. We'll get through this together, Thorn replied as she smiled at Shaggy. The two fell asleep during their embrace, and the gang along with the Hex Girls and Rose, they all left at dawn.